Well, good morning to you, my brothers and sisters. Happy Wednesday to you. And as always, it's my pleasure to be able to share a brief devotion with you this morning. Our scripture today comes from the Gospel according to John chapter 20, verse 27. And it simply reads, "Stop doubting and believe." Every genuine Christian has struggled with doubts. At first, they are doubts about the big questions. Does God really exist? Or is there life after death, etc., etc.? But as we progress in the life of faith, we settle those major questions, but we continue to struggle with more subtle ones. When God says He is my refuge, does He really mean it? When I pray, has He really heard me? When He promises me my daily bread, can I really depend on it? A world full of unfulfilled need and despair nags us into thinking God is not always reliable, or that He is too obscure for His reliability to mean anything to us practically. When we see people go hungry or suffer harm, can we realistically expect God's promises to be true for us? Doubts, very real ones, often based on others' experiences or even our own, creep in and try to convince us that God isn't at all who He says He is. They wage war against our faith, and sometimes they seem to win. Jesus' remedy is not to argue them away. He does not tell Thomas to reason with his doubts. He just tells Thomas to stop doubting. Thomas already has enough evidence. He has now seen the resurrection. If the whole scripture had not been enough already, he must simply stop doubting. The questions are not legitimate in the face of a God with a proven track record. We will find ourselves in one of the two cycles, a downward cycle in which doubt undermines faith, which undermines experience, which in turn further undermines faith, or an upward cycle in which faith births experience of God's intervention, which in turn supports greater faith. Elsewhere, Jesus has said it will be to us according to our faith. God will respond to our trust. The converse is also true. God will not always respond to our doubt. He will not constantly prove Himself to a closed and doubting mind. The evidence is already there. Thomas saw it. We must believe it. The doubts must simply be forsaken, and faith must simply be embraced. Stop doubting and believe. God bless you, and I pray that you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.